Hello, Hololive fans. Recently I announced that Narissa Ravencroft would be the next Pokemon gym leader that I made for my What If series. Just in case you guys didn't see my community post, that is who I'm working on next. It'll be a little while before that one releases. I'm very busy, unfortunately. I got a 9 to 5, but I also have another side hustle I do to make money. But that's enough of my problems. The actual reason to making this video is to talk about the recent news that I'm sure most of you have heard already, that Gawr Gura is graduating from Hololive. It's a very sad day. Gawr Gura was the first Hololive English member I started watching. I actually discovered her through Instagram, through clips and stuff like that. And when I first ever saw her, I would only ever see her passing by on my feed, but I'd never actually click on them. But I always see her, and I didn't even know at the time there was a Hololive English branch, because I had only just discovered Hololive through Corone, so I thought they were just all Japanese speaking. But I would see clips and stuff of Gura, but I just wouldn't click on them. I just assumed she was another Japanese member. One day, finally clicked on it, and I was like, oh my goodness, there's a whole English side to this VTuber Hololive thing. And then, so I started watching a bunch of clips, which eventually led me to YouTube to go checking her out, and I discovered her Minecraft streams. And then, it was just down the rabbit hole from there. Gawr Gura has always been so entertaining. We knew this day was going to come at some point. I just wish it didn't come this early, and it's always saddening to hear when they say it's because of disagreements with management or something like that. I know them saying having disagreements with management is a kind of I don't know if I'm using the right term here, but blanket statement, because all these girls have been saying they've been having issues with management, but that could be so many things, right? They're probably not all graduating for the same exact reason. That's just kind of a blanket term, but it is still concerning when you hear it, and I wish we could have more info on the matter. But hearing it isn't necessarily going to mean oh, suddenly I'm going to stop supporting Hololive, because there's still other talents on there I'd like to support, and I know they're giving it their all, and I think it would be wrong of me to suddenly just abandon it, because I know they're really trying so hard. Usually whenever a Hololive member graduates, I end up looking at all the merch I've collected of the talent, and I ask myself, am I going to keep this, or do I need to sell it? And usually what I end up doing is I end up selling most of the merch, but keeping something to remind me of them. I really like the playmats, so I actually do have the Gawr Gura playmat, and I'm definitely going to be keeping that, and I'll probably be keeping the the Gura Dino plush as well. There's just so many good merch. I know I often hear people talking about oh, why am I collecting the merch or whatever, and it's the same reason why you collect anime merch. You do it to remind yourself of the series. You can do this you can keep the Hololive merch to remind yourself of the good times, the good streams and all that. Or you could be like me and you can sell some of it off and then just keep your most precious items. Man, this is so sad. But it was going to happen eventually. I, of course, am wishing Gura the best. And if she decides to do something later on, not as Gawr Gura, then I'm sure she'll find great success, because she is very talented and incredibly entertaining. I've been looking at a lot of the Twitter responses, and you can see a bunch of other VTubers, some not even from Hololive, showing their support for her. Some JP members who never got a chance to interact with her, or didn't have much interactions with her, are even reaching out and showing her support. I saw Kanata as well, and Sakura Miko. Man, it really is an end of an era. No disrespect to the people who have graduated, the talents who have graduated so far, but it's this one's really hits, and it's she's I'm pretty sure she's still the most subscribed VTuber. It's just crazy. I always really loved her interactions with Crony, of course the other Myth members obviously. I loved her interactions with Fauna. I loved that Gawr Gura was also a Hololive fan. She was always talking about other members' videos she was watching, their ASMRs and everything. You could tell she was truly a fan. That's why it's especially hard to hear all this, because you knew how supportive she was for the brand she worked for. She is so talented, incredible voice. I can't believe it's over. Oh, well, I guess technically not over yet, but it's right around the corner. I never intended to make videos on the graduations or talk about them, but Gawr Gura just had to make something. Man, this is a tough one. We just lost Mume too, right? She's on her last run. Gawr Gura did say she had one more project she was going to release. I'm wondering what that is. Okay, I don't really have anything else to say. I don't know. I guess voicing it out helps me get through it. And started my Pokemon What If series with Gawr Gura. It was like just a project to see if I wanted to keep doing it. That's why it's a lot shorter than the other ones. And we've been trying to improve. And eventually, when I do the Pokemon Master series, is very likely I'm going to do a Gawr Gura one, regardless if she's graduated or not. Okay, for real now, I'm going to head on out. Thank you for watching. I guess I just needed the voices out so I can begin the recovery process of this news. I'm trying to, you know what? All right, okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.